Welcome to Nothing But the Truth, the podcast about investigations and how you can become a better detective. This is the no BS, no Hollywood nonsense real deal. Now here's your host, Detective Rom.
And here we are, the first ever episode of Nothing But the Truth. My name is Ramesh Nyberg, Detective Rom. I am so delighted that you decided to listen in on this first episode. I don't know how you found this podcast. I don't know where you are in the world, but I hope you'll stick around. There's going to be many, many more to come. What we are going to talk about is the world of investigations, why investigations are done, how they're done, and who does them. So we're going to break that down into many, many different facets. And I hope that regardless of your standing in life, where you are, how young you are, or old you are, you can find some value in this. Maybe it'll help you decide a career if you're a young person just starting out. Maybe you're a private investigator and you want to get a little bit better at some of the nuances and some of the techniques and strategies that are involved in doing a good, sound, professional investigative job. It never hurts to stay on the path of improvement, right? And that's a personal motto of mine that I try to live up to every day, and that is be better than yesterday. I try to get up every morning and think, how can I improve myself, even in a small way, learn something new, learn a new skill, get better at a skill I already have. And that's been a lifelong thing for me. And I hope I never am able to achieve it and say, okay, I'm done, because we never are. In that realm, I'd like to at least let you know who I am. You have a right to know, why is this person creating this podcast and what are his credentials, right? So fair enough. I started in law enforcement in 1979 here in South Florida. I was a young uniform patrol police officer in a small town that had a very high crime rate. So it was actually a great place to begin as a rookie police officer. I eventually moved to the county, which was a large police department of over 3,000, and I became really keenly interested in working homicide cases. Having been on a few homicide scenes and watching the detectives work, I thought this was the biggest challenge that you could have in law enforcement, and I wanted to do that. So that's what I set my sights on, and eventually I was able to leave uniform, become a detective in Miami-Dade Police Homicide Bureau, which was at the time, and probably still is, one of the most respected investigative units in the country. And I learned a lot. It was a fantastic career. I spent the remaining 22 years of my career as a homicide investigator, and I want to share some of those experiences with you. I learned a lot about people, learned a lot about the law, and these are all things that are absolutely essential to being a good investigator. We're going to break things down in future episodes, talk about the techniques, the strategies that it takes to get the truth from people, to collect evidence, to work with lawyers and work with attorneys and help strategize about cases and about how to bring cases to court. So these are all things that I did on a daily basis. We're going to spend some time, you and I, talking about these things back and forth, and I hope that you will give me your feedback. It's very, very important to me. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you like about this podcast and what you don't. Right? That's going to help me tailor future episodes to your liking, because I want to help you make good decisions, or at the very least, just entertain you about some of the things that I've experienced. And, some of the cases that we handled in Miami-Dade Homicide were fascinating. They involved a lot of unusual people and a lot of strange events and things that were just, very dramatic. So that's why this is important, because there's a very, very strong interest in police work and investigations. All you have to do is look at Netflix, cycle through the most popular trending movies and original series that they publish on Netflix. Tell me what you find that does not include a murder or a police officer or a police investigation. You'd be hard-pressed to find the most popular shows that do not include those things. So we're going to explore that. I'm very excited about this journey, and I hope you'll stay on it with me. There's a lot of current cases to talk about, real cases that come about every single day. Barely 10 miles away from where I'm sitting right now in Surfside, Florida, was the horrible tragedy of the Champlain Towers collapse, the condo that collapsed a couple of weeks ago, killing all those people. And they haven't found everyone yet, but from my experience, I can tell you that I don't think anyone else is going to be found alive there. I think the number is up past 70 now, as I talk to you here on the 11th of July. And I'm certain that they'll find just about everybody and have the unfortunate task of identifying all those remains. Those are the very kinds of topics that we'll cover here on Nothing But the Truth. We'll cover whatever you're interested in. So if you have a particular question about a case, maybe you can bring up a case I've never heard of, because there are interesting investigations going on all over the world, and I can't keep track of all of them. We just had the president of Haiti assassinated, which I'm sure you heard about. There's a huge investigation going on there. In fact, our own Federal Bureau of Investigation has gotten involved in it. We might want to find out why. Why is an American entity, an American federal law enforcement agency, involved in helping the country of Haiti figure out the assassination of their president? You might have your own thoughts about it, your own theories, and I hope that you'll enjoy listening as we move forward. And I hope that if you like this podcast, you'll tell others about it. Contact me, truth@nybergpi.com. Again, that email is truth, like nothing but the truth, at Nyberg, Nyberg, pi.com. I'll respond to every one of your emails. So once again, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for finding Nothing But the Truth. Stick around. We've got so much to talk about, so many different topics to cover. And as I said before, we'll never run out of interesting information to discuss about the world of investigations. So keep listening, and if you found this interesting, please tell others to join us. And until then, I will see you on the next episode, episode 2 of Nothing But the Truth.